Bryce Underwood and his development, right, over the last few games, right, from New Mexico to now. It was clear that for the first couple of games, they kind of handcuffed him. They kind of limited him, whatever word you want to say. But it does seem like he's really been doing a great job of going through his reads. He had the Pro Football Focus. He had the best freshman quarterback rating, I believe, of anybody in the country on Saturday.
He did.
77% completion percentage. 2 touchdowns. And what's even more notable, and this was pointed out in multiple of the shows this week, but just the awareness, it goes beyond kind of the basic, like, oh, this guy's open, I'm going to throw to him, right? He knows the plays. He knows the plays very well. He's able to identify when a route runner is supposed to go to a certain area. He's not there yet, but he throws anyway. It's an anticipatory throw. Right. And I thought that was something that was really interesting. Bryce is able to do that even sometimes when he's faced with pressure. And that's something, the question of like, what grade would you give him right now? Well, I'd say as a true, there's 2 levels to that. As a true freshman, I give him an A+. And overall, I'd say he's at least B+. I think he's right there with some of the best true freshmen that we've seen in the last couple decades. I really do think that.
So here's something interesting. Here's a stat to kind of aid what you were hitting on, John. Check this out. So this is adjusted completion percentage. I don't know if you saw this today on Twitter. Adjusted completion percentage. Adjusted, this reduces drops. Bryce Underwood would be at a 74.6% if his wide receivers could catch the ball. But it goes to show you, now look, Julian Saint's having an elite year. Shout out to him. We'll give him his flowers. He's having a great year. Hasn't played anyone good yet though. But but look at the names that he's up here with, right? He's above CJ Carr. Where's Michael Dallas Fanatic? Where's he at? Archman, how you doing down there at the bottom, buddy?
I want to know where Michael Campbell is right now.
I cooked his ass today, bro. And I cooked my arch rival today too. I've been getting them. Don't come at me, but don't throw rocks at the crown, buddy. Yeah, no, but it's good. Like, look, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of advanced metrics I've been looking at recently. Very encouraging for this program. And I'll share another one in a little bit, but there's a lot to be excited. I know Juju, we've been kind of looking at the same stuff recently. And I know this because he's been sharing the same things I've been sharing. And there's a lot to be excited about, man. I'll tell you right now. We'll see how the Saturday goes. If the team responds how I expect them to, and I know we'll talk about that more later, then I don't think the buy-in's high enough, to be honest with you. I don't think the buy-in is high enough.
Now, I want to keep this show primarily positive. I think we've been, and I think rightfully so, critical of what we've seen the last few weeks. But now it really does put a spotlight. You brought up some of the drops. It puts a spotlight now on one Semaj Morgan, because look at what you're seeing from Andrew Marsh and McCauley. Right. You now have 2 receivers who can catch deep. They can actually catch the football. Andrew Marsh has gotten to the point where he's learned the playbook enough. He's learned the positions in college enough and where to go and what to do, where Sherrone Moore says he feels comfortable having him be the starting wide receiver. So now there's 2 options, which puts even more of a spotlight on Semaj Morgan. Just missing some gimmies, like that fourth and 1 play. I love that. Was one of my favorite play calls. I love the play call.
Beautiful play.
But imagine Andrew Marsh there. That's a gimme for Andrew Marsh. And then it's like, well, how long are we going to continue with the Semaj Morgan experiment?
I'll say this. I've had a lot of conversations in my personal life with Michigan fans. He is probably the biggest topic of discussion. There's a lot of frustration from the fan base on why why is Simpson not getting an opportunity? Why are they not moving Marsh to the slot and then moving Browder to the outside? Why a name that was brought up to me by someone who is usher in for at Michigan games. He's in, he does the games and makes sure people get to their seats. He goes, why is Kendrick Bell not getting more opportunity? Move Marsh to the inside, Kendrick Bell to the X, or no, I'm sorry, not the X, but the X. But regardless, point is, I don't know. It's one of those things we have to wait and see and see if is Semaj Morgan the Donovan Edwards of this season, where they just, although we would agree Edwards was not put in a position to succeed, but are they going to keep trying to fit a square into a round hole? I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's outpacing. I mean, I think, Andrew Marsh is absolutely killing it. But yeah, it's an interesting listen. It's one of these storylines amongst many storylines that we're watching. Most players would be benched after, to Johnny Olden's point here, he's got to catch that. When you have the history and track record Semaj Morgan has in terms of the drops, you drop a critical 4th and 1. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It's one of the, it is what it is right now. Let's see if another, my only assumption I can make onto why there's not a change is because no other wide receivers are stepping up to take that job. That's the only thing I can think of.
Has to be, right? It must mean that in practice he's still the third best who's playing. Well, in any event, we will see, because obviously they'll have now.
We lost you again, brother.
We're just gonna rock with this.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, we're gonna rock with this for today. By the way, I will be back on my regular setup for Saturday because my has been cleared. It is we're going back in. We're moving back in tomorrow after 20 days being displaced due to flooding. So yay, that is happening. Very, very, very exciting. In any event, so there's for the let's kind of, because I do want to talk the O-line. We have heard some from Sherrone more that Evan Link, it doesn't look like things that are as serious as they thought, where he might be out for the season. They expect to get Evan Link back in maybe even in a couple of games, but when you never want to hope for injury. Obviously, I want a disclaimer on that. However, you got to give Blake Frazier a serious amount of credit. Blake Frazier was the Pro Football Focus highest rated offensive lineman for the Washington game. He came into left tackle and absolutely dominated. And it does add an extra element where now you've kind of got this unit. Sprague was the second highest ranked. So Sprague has bounced back from his bad game, right? He's bounced back. Garnera has been consistently excellent. And now you're starting to see the Sherrone Moore influence. You're starting to see the guys are getting coached up and things are starting to gel. I'm not saying it's 21 to 23 level, but it's definitely better than 24.